Again, so this is part two of basically TV with strong female leads, and I was just getting into Feud and saying that Susan Sarandon reminds me of my mom. I don't know, maybe it's the eyes too. My mom has these big brown eyes, and I don't know, but she has ever since I saw Susan Sarandon's stepmom. I even though, just something about her reminds me of my mom. But anyhow, Feud looks at the real life feud between actresses Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. Talk about another two, actresses from a very classic golden age of Hollywood and film, and but it talks about their career as they age, which the last two uh, shows that I'm going to be talking about actually kind of both deal with ageism and how, as a society, after a certain age, women aren't looked at in the same way. Being a woman is the most, in my opinion, wonderful thing. It's a big part of my identity. It just, I love it, um, but there's also, a lot of challenges politically, and that's not just with the government, although there's that. But in any system in Hollywood, it's brutal, it can be very shallow and very cruel, um, and then it can be wonderful, and people get addicted to the highs of it. But the lows, I mean, there's obviously a lot of drug abuse, there's a lot of substance abuse sometimes that people go through, but really this show is about Joan and Betty's kind of just jealousy over one another and each other's successes and always trying to one up the other. Also, it's like, I love how Jessica Lange said in an interview, it's like these two women should be friends because they have so much in common, but sometimes other people are pitting them against each other. Like their publicist does that in a scene. She kind of tries to get Jessica Lange to kind of talk crap on Susan Sarandon, or well, not Jessica Lange. She tries to get Joan to talk crap on Betty, and there's always something. There's always a feud, and it gets bigger and juicier as the story goes along, and it makes me really glad, honestly, to be a woman who is alive today, because while we still have a ton of challenges to face, um, I think that at least now we can put this on TV and say this is history. This is what happened, and let's make sure that history doesn't continue to repeat itself. That we improve. That we recognize equality and in gender and equality across the board. But yeah. Anyhow, got really deep there, but I really just watching Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon is just, God, it's just a treat. I mean, they're just so good. They're always so good. I fell in love with Jessica Lange in American Horror Story, season 3, Coven, and back in Pennsylvania, I did community theater, and in the dressing room, we would always talk about, well, there was always talks about American Horror Story, and I didn't watch it at the time. I was way too much of a chicken. I still am. Ariel F. and I, that's one of our shows that we, talk about constantly, but I got into it out here. It happened to be on at the house one day when I was living in East Hollywood when I first moved here. And I didn't expect to even get through the first episode. I think I closed my eyes through half of it. I just really, really did love Jessica Lange in that. And then I tried to watch the 4th season of American Horror Story, and that was, I made it almost till the end, and then I chickened out again. But anyhow, I just love Jessica Lange in it. She is just such a signature quality, and definitely amazing at being the villain, which, come on, we all know that's, like, the best roles, is when you get to be mean. And you don't have to really deal with the real consequences in real life. You kind of, But yeah, so, and she has some scenes in this where she's brutal. And then other scenes where she just like invokes some real sympathy, you know? And then Susan Sarandon, I I mean, she's just so stinking good, especially in this character. Apparently, she had been asked to play Betty Davis a lot. I'm so glad that she, that as this project morphed and twisted and turned, I've watched a lot of interviews about it. That I'm just so happy that she's doing it, because honestly, it's just been so fun to watch. And then the last one on my list, so that's on Sundays on FX. And then the last one that I watched just came back on Netflix. Grace and Frankie. Frankie and Grace, or Grace and Frankie? Grace and Frankie, I think. And that stars the famous Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. And it's about these two women. It's in its third season now. The third season just came out. And it's about these two women who, are in the later stages of their life, what Jane Fonda refers to in a lot of interviews as the third act. But, like, once again, it's about ageism. Like, there's still, just because you reach a certain age, hello, you're still a person, but it's also a comedy. So I would say, I guess I have a mixture of comedy and drama in this. And yeah, so basically in the first episode, you find out that, if you haven't seen it, I guess this is a spoiler alert. Don't watch if you haven't seen it and you're interested. Just trust me, watch it on Netflix. But if you have seen it, you find out that their husbands are gay and that they've been seeing each other behind their wives' backs for years. It's actually not funny. That's not funny. It's actually very painful. But like I said, some of the most painful things in life can be funny when you tell them later on in hindsight. Yeah, you can ask me for some of my funny stories anytime you'd like. But yeah, so the show just, damn it, I'm saying a lot. The show is hilarious, and in its third season, I mean, it's just becoming very like well-oiled machine. They come up with adult vibrators, or well, vibrators for adult vibrators for older women, and I'm not getting into the details because I'll let them do that on the show. But it's great. It's hysterical, and Lily Tomlin is kind of how I picture me at, like, however old she is. That is how I picture myself aging, because I'm a bit of a hipster. But and I have a couple friends like Jane Fonda too. So yeah, just that dynamic, Jane Fonda's character Grace is very uptight. Kind of an alcoholic, but she's really poised, and Frankie is like a total hippie, and they're just so different, and it's so interesting to watch their friendship go through, well, to watch them become friends, really, because they weren't friends, but then this kind of unraveling of their personal lives brings them together, because they're the only ones who can understand each other, and it's just, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm actually not finished the third season, but I guess he'll be watching it later today because she has some free time. What? Me. And, yeah, so those are the shows I've been watching. Gosh, I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's 5 shows. So to review in part 1, and if you didn't watch part 1, watch part 1. I feel like I could have talked longer in that if my computer program that I was using didn't cut me off, but it cuts me off at 5 minutes. So, and I don't usually like to record on my phone because, as you can probably tell, I'm not the best at holding it still, and I should really get like some sort of a stand and work on that. So I will, because I really enjoy making these videos. It's almost just like a personal diary. but I digress. Those 5 shows that I listed and talked about were Big Little Lies, a drama, comes on HBO on Sundays at 9 o'clock, I believe, East Coast time. Who knows, West Coast time? Well, let's see. So 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock if you're in California, or on the West Coast anywhere. And then right after that is Girls at 10 o'clock, or 7 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. 10 o'clock East Coast, 7 o'clock. I'm not going to get into times. But yeah, so right after Big Little Lies is Girls. And then, I mean, you can watch them in any order. This is just my, like, Sunday night. If you wonder where I am Sunday night, I'm sitting on my couch with a glass of wine, just glued to and actively engaging with my TV. Like, I sometimes yell at the characters and what's going on. I'm usually reacting to it. I'm like, oh my God. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Like, I wonder what my roommate thinks. I really do. I wonder what he thinks all the time. But yeah, so I get really into the shows I watch. I mean, I am trying to be an actress, and I think people who don't watch TV, who want to be in TV and film, I don't understand that, because I think you can learn so much, but honestly also, you can learn so much by watching and being engaged, but also it's just so much fun. I don't know. I love it. So, yeah, so wow, I'm really bad at making lists. Jeez, I don't even know if today is the best day to make this video, because I'm in such a good mood. Things have finally picked up and are starting to progress in a positive way. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Okay. But, like any sort of art that, art imitates life, there's ups and downs, but man, it makes for some great storytelling. So Big Little Lies, there's Girls, then there's Feud. That's on FX, also on Sundays at 9 o'clock, East Coast time, 6 o'clock, West Coast time. And then, Big Little Lies, Girls, Feud, and then Grace and Frankie, and that's on Netflix. And you can stream those episodes. I almost said that bad boy, but this video is about females. Sorry, guys. No, I'm just kidding. You're invited, because women are interested. And if you're not having great luck with women, or you have a question about anything, I think these shows explore the many aspects of who we are. I mean, every person is unique. But this definitely captures a lot of universal truths. Like oh my God, this is 13 minutes. Okay, I could talk about this forever. I could literally probably do a video on each one of these shows, and maybe I will someday. But, God bless you if you've made it this far. I may actually have to edit something. I don't think I have that capability on my phone, but maybe I'll do it on YouTube itself. But if not, thank you for watching and subscribing if you are one of my loyal 16 subscribers. I would love to get that to 25. That's really ambitious for just these 2 videos, but, let me know what you would like to see me doing or hear me talking about. I've definitely got an opinion on a lot of things. So, and I like to be pretty adventurous. I guess moving to California made me realize that sometimes it's just worth taking the risk. And for sure, I think it's still good to, weigh the pros and cons. But at the end of the day, if it's something that means a lot to you, you just take the risk and see what happens. And the joy is truly in the journey. I mean, it's not always joy in the journey, but, you can choose to look at it that way. And I mean, there's days when that's easier than others. But, on the days that it's really hard, just remember the days when it was really good and know that they're going to happen again. Like Dory says, Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Okay, this is 15 minutes. Goodbye.